because we're all self-isolating, quarantining, whatever the fuck you want to call it, social distancing. Right now, we can't see each other. Everyone's on Netflix. Everyone's playing video games. Everyone's doing all that. But Netflix is the thing I really want to talk about right now, and everybody knows what's coming. It is the most wild thing I've ever seen in my life. Every time I thought I had it locked in, I just didn't. And like, you obviously already know what I'm talking about. It's Tiger King. Tiger King is just motherfucking tigers and gay rednecks and murder for hire. And that bitch definitely murdered her husband. I don't give a fuck who you are.
He definitely fed her husband to Tigger, and Tigger was happy for that meal. Let's be real.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not like, I feel like the feeding him to the tiger thing is just kind of like, could be just be lore. But if he's buried in that tiger park, like, that does not surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah, that was a wild documentary, docu-series, whatever you call it. I mean, dude, them three, Joe Exotica, that girl, what's her name? Carole something.
Baskins.
Yeah,
Carole Baskins.
And the other dude, they all doing the same damn thing. And they all snitching, which is hilarious. I would be like, dude.
No, Joe Exotic and the cult guy were like buddy.
My bad. They had an understanding. You do your shit, I do my shit. Man, we might trade some tigers or some ligers or some lions, whatever. But Carole, man, she's ruthless. You don't want to cross her on a bad day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she was trying to make herself look good in that documentary, but she just made herself look like a serial killer. Like a straight up serial killer.
Oh, yeah. Like, she might have a couple screws loose up in there.
Might? A couple? I think these are all terms that don't describe Carole Baskins.
Well, I'm not up there, so I can't, fully say. Not disclosure, but whatever.
Are you Carole Baskins, Dev?
Hell no. Do I look like a white woman from Florida? Let me just go brush my hair and stuff,
You might be the new Rachel Dolezal. I don't know.
Nah.
Did you kill your husband, Dev?
I didn't even know I had one.
All right. But yeah, literally every time I thought I had a read, I thought I knew, okay, this is what this show is. This is what's happening. It starts off you just thinking you're seeing like the dangerous in and outs of the tiger rescue world, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden it's just like, hi, I'm Joe Exotic. I'm a gay cowboy who wants to fucking shoot government officials. What of it? And you're just like, okay, so now we got this guy. That's pretty cool. Like, it's getting a little more interesting. So it's a little bit mix of both. And then this Carole Baskin lady comes out and she seems so nice. She seems a little fake, but she seems like a nice lady who's trying to help these tigers.
Right.
And then they bust out the old videos of her doing the exact same thing, showing people how to breed these tigers. And you're just like, all right, maybe she changed. Maybe she's all right. And maybe she, like, because of this, she went back, and that's how this all happened and how we got here. And then all of a sudden, they're just randomly talking in conversation, and it goes, yeah, and that lady killed her husband. Excuse me, pause.
Pump the brakes, hit the e-brake real quick. What did you just say? She killed her husband? What?
Yeah. And then you go through that whole thing where she definitely killed that guy. Mm-hmm. She's making jokes about it. She never even, she fake cried once on the old newsreels they had. The rest of them are just being like, yeah, we don't know. We'll figure it out. It's just like, lady, pretend a little harder. Right. And then she goes and steals the documents from the daughters and gets her own will.
So you're making more shady decisions on top of murdering your husband. Like, I'm not a detective.
And this is all in the this was all in the process. I'm sorry. But this was all in the process of him getting his legal affairs together to divorce her and leave her with nothing.
Right.
And now she got everything.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's something right out of a soap opera.
But then they go from there, and the Joe Exotic guy's friend, I forget his name right now, literally has a harem of women that he's keeping like drugged and just making them feel like such shit that they can't leave him.
Yeah. You tell me you want to have these girls working, was it like 18 hours a day, telling them they can't leave, paying them $100 a week, $400 a month?
$100
Like,
a week. That is $20 a day. That is less
yeah,
than $1 an hour, or a little more than $1 an hour because they work like 16-hour days.
yeah. And then you're telling me that, oh yeah, like you can leave, but you have nothing. And like, oh yeah, we made you a doctor's appointment, but for breast implants, you don't have
But
a say.
yeah, and that's the thing about crazy people like that. They're like, yeah, you can leave. But what are you going to leave with? You have no house. You have no money. They made sure of that. You had no car. You have no friends. He made you get rid of all of those. You haven't seen your family in 10 years. They think you've disowned them. And now all of a sudden you're just going to walk back in? Like, what options do you have?
Fuck, just stay there for another year and hopefully it'll change.
But it never does.
Never does.
And then just to top it all off, a new guy comes in and just steals the fucking zoo from the guy.
Yo, that was, I don't even know how. How the hell do you steal a zoo? Like,
Well, he was just the ultimate con man. You saw it leading up. You just saw it. He understood that this Joe Exotic guy just needs his ego fed in any way. As long as you're keeping his ego fed, he's butter in your hand.
right.
So by cursing out the people on the phone when they're talking about the payments, like the Carole Baskins people, and quite honestly, I think he's the one who, like, I'm not saying Joe Exotic had no part in it, but the Jeff Lowe guy, he definitely had a major part in trying to kill that woman.
Oh, yeah. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty, so to speak. He might not actually do the killing, but he's the one that, gets the wheels turning.
I feel really bad for that guy's wife too, because she seems like, from the little bit that she talked in it, she actually seemed like a decent person who just got in over her head with this guy.
Yep. And now she's stuck with him for at least 18 years.
Dude, I feel bad for almost every woman on that show except for Carole Baskin.
Yeah.
And then there was the one good person on that show who was, um, I found out, I don't know how credible this is, but I found out that after that, during the show, they misgendered her because I guess he's a trans man. But the one with the who got their arm bitten off,
Oh, heard?
yeah, she was the one seemingly good person in that show. She was the one who seemingly cared about the animals, wasn't into all the fuck shit, just like was happy with how things were for her at the time, or him. I don't know if this is true, so I don't want to like
Yeah.
just be that guy who just, yeah. So I'm just gonna stick with them for right now. Um, so they seemed like the one just kind of even sane person, because even Carol's husband, like, he was a fucking weirdo too. When he started singing to her in the garden like that,
What was that about?
I thought it was like, I'm sorry, it's not 1786 anymore, bruh, but like, y'all can listen to a song. Go away.
Like, yo, don't be trying to come out here with a new album. You go put something else on. Let the singers do what they got to do. You don't need to be serenading your girl in a garden during a random interview. Like,
Like, all of them, all they were doing was everything they did was just for attention. That's all they
Oh, yeah.
wanted. Every single one of them. Whether
Yep.
it was singing to his wife or Joe doing the music videos or that weren't actually him singing. I can't like we came to find out after,
Well, I
which
mean,
isn't surprising, but
yeah, I was gonna say like I was listening to it and I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, buddy, I don't think this is you singing this song.
oh, it definitely wasn't. Like no, but they've come out and like people have apparently come out. I forget the name of the band. I'm sorry.
It's
But
okay.
two people wrote the song and like recorded the song for him and didn't and told him it was for a reality show and they gave him the song and he just recorded these psychotic music videos over them.
They weren't even that great. That was some like that was some
I,
whack
I mean, I'll give it
CGI.
to him. He has like fucking tigers and shit, so like that's automatically a step up from someone else's cheesy music video, but
True.
like it still is what it was.
Right.
And there are people out here who like love these people. Like think they're like super well love Joe Exotic, let's put it that way. Think they're like superstars, that they're so funny. Like I hate everyone on that show. All of
Mm-hmm.
them were just garbage human beings.
Oh yeah. They were all predators.
Exactly. They were all people preying on weak people who had nothing else, who had no other options.
I mean, well, Joe even said, like, yeah, he would get tips from the bus stop, be like, hey, there's a kid out here that's been here for like 2 days, nothing hasn't left. Might want to go pick him up, give him a job and stuff. Here comes Joe. Hey man, you're down on your luck. Hey, come work for me. I'll pay you like nickels and stuff. Give you a place to stay.
I think it was like $136 a week. So they, at least they got a $36 raise from the guy in Florida.
That is true. And all the drugs.
I don't know what taxes are like in Oklahoma, so that might just be to cover taxes.
So if you work for a tiger guy or girl, it's basically $100 no matter what.
Could be. Could be. Um yeah, but that was just it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I don't know how anything would top it. Like I don't think you can top it. It's just one of those it's almost like it was a badly written movie that actually happened.
Yeah,
Like if you wrote that movie, you'd be like, this movie is fucking terrible. Like this would never happen. There's no way.
right.
But all of it is, and it's fucking crazy.
I was going to say, like, I don't think there's another Joe Exotic out there. Like, I believe that man is one in a million.
See, I'm not 100% there with you because every one of these like fucking big cat owner guys, they seem to have that thing of just they need attention. And I think with needs of attention, you're going to get people like that at some point. You're going to get someone whose need for attention is so great that they're going to run for president and governor and think they're going to win and think they can go on the news and say, "Oh, we're going to have a Waco if you don't do what I want."
Right.
Like who thinks that's a good idea? Like bringing it back to the point I made about AB earlier. You're a grown ass man. You know better than that. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.